introduction real quick because we're really.
Yeah. I'm gonna go sit down and one of two. Of course, I got it.
Maybe it's here. Maybe just walk out. Right to the point, all right? Oh, I have to go up and introduce people first.
Oh, do you want me to sit down?
No, you
Oh.
have to be up there with me.
Okay, I'll just move over.
Yeah, I probably should be up there. Is it 8 o'clock yet?
It is.
On the dot.
Out of doubt, okay. Yeah, you better. Of assignments. I see people still coming in. Come on in. So I just want to thank you all for being here. And I'm not sure if you know, we have some faculty in back. We have Professor Lindbergh. We have Amy Van Sherlock-Schiller. We have Dr. Traxler. So I'm so glad you could join us today. And it's really early in the morning. So I appreciate you being in here with us. So I'm going to make this very short because we're on a very, very strict timeline. We're not going to be having question and answers because of that short timeline. So we wanted to make sure everybody gets in and presents and has a good day, okay? So with that being said, Amanda, you're up first. So, oh, my voice just rose. Did you hear that? Okay. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Amanda Presley. I'm going to adjust the mic a little bit. Hello, my name is Amanda Presley, and my major is business management, and I have an English minor as well as a pre-law minor. So the research that I've done last semester as well as this semester largely deals with how to allocate funds and how to launch a talent management firm in today's market trends, as well as considering the entertainment industry today as a whole. The talent management agency that I'm largely dealing with today is Vicki Press Talent Management. So this business plan would basically stem from Vicki Press Public Relations, whom I currently do freelance work with and largely do write-ups for, largely dealing with magazines as well as website design work. Vicki Press Talent Management is founded by Victoria Talbot. She is a woman in the entertainment industry for over 30 years, and she started by opening her own modeling agency in the 90s. She works with creative individuals to direct a company in the entertainment industry that breaks boundaries in its drive to promote the careers of their represented clients. The mission statement of Vicki Press Talent Management would be: the mission as an agency in the entertainment industry is to represent clients as models and develop their talent to advance their careers to the next level. The key word being development in this statement, as Victoria Talbot would take on clients in this industry, The goal would be to develop and enhance their talent and to foster their talent and to help them grow into their career as they move on into the entertainment industry to take that to the next level. So the location is extremely essential to talent management, considering entertainment is largely produced in hubs and it's largely also consumed in hubs. So large cities obviously contain the most entertainment. Specifically, Victoria Press Talent Management would thrive in New York City, New York. The location of the headquarters in this city would provide the opportunity to connect to the world at large. The global network can be utilized in New York City based on the connections found in the city. The complex network of tunnels, bridges, railroads, subways, commuter rails, ferry systems, bicycle lanes, and pedestrian walkways that link the nearby cities and towns bring many people in and out of the city every day. So every day, new people are flushing in and out of the city, and there's opportunities to meet people at any avenue and every street, as well as any event someone may attend. Manhattan was the largest borough in 2020, with its population reaching about 1.7 million. So this being said, Manhattan is obviously the most expensive place that the headquarters could be located. So in order to reduce costs for the headquarters, it would be largely suggest to go to a more less expensive borough like Soho or something a little bit more downtown to not reap the expensive costs of living on the Upper East Side. However, there are a lot of benefits to be in that area. Okay, so here's the layout of the business and as well as management. So in the talent management industry, outsourcing work would be extremely helpful because it would save costs. If there were a big team, then every member of that team would need to receive credit from every booking and every contract that were to happen with a client. So less money would essentially go to the CEO, Victoria Talbot. So by outsourcing the work and by doing work by members on the team or in freelance, it would be able to be more flexible and she would save money in the long run. The work can be outsourced, the work process can be streamlined, new technology may be used instead of people, and retirees, contingent workers, and consultants may be brought in on a short-term basis. So this would be if Victoria Talbot would need a website for a specific client, she could just hire one website maker that's a freelance maker, maybe pay $500, maybe pay $1,000, and then work with that freelance person just for a one-time basis just to get one job done, and then maybe she would go somewhere else for a different client. So this just goes to show that you are working with different people in this industry based on every project. And so bringing people in on the team would be considered based on every project. So throughout the year, she may hire somebody for web design, social media content, SEO, photography, and other service providers that Victoria Talbot may not be able to do just by herself. But by outsourcing employees, it would be most efficient to reduce costs and also maintain a flexible team. My role is to be brought on as freelance as well. If Victoria Talbot needs an interview edited, she may send that to me, or if she needs a website, then I will design websites as well. The market analysis. So the opportunity of digital marketing has led to companies in the entertainment industry to compete for the most engaging content to consumers. We can see this. People are constantly fighting to produce original content and engaging content. The need for new and consistent content in today's industry is an all-time high, especially after the pandemic and today's building digital era. Talbot said in today's digital era, it has never been more important to build a brand online. So the marketing concept is for a firm to optimize customer satisfaction, integrate and coordinate marketing strategies, and generate long-term profitability. And this would be done mainly by utilizing the digital trends in today's era and using that to make sure that they meet consumer needs and reach consumers on a daily basis through things like social media and SEO. So here's the SWOT analysis. So strengths for Vicki Press Talent Management. So she works closely and communicates daily with clients via phone calls. Throughout the day, she calls her clients every day and creates a friendly basis with them to establish trust. Trust is really essential in the industry, as people are trusting you with their careers and trusting you to develop basically their life goals. So effective leadership and credible experience from Victoria Talbot, the CEO, is extremely important. So basically, if she was not a strong leader and she did not have years of experience in the industry and the connections that she had, her time and her services would not be worth the effort and the payment by clients. Also, New York City as the location is a strength. Opportunities, influencer market is on the rise as people increase their social media usage. It was actually found in my primary research last semester from Research Methods that 4 out of 7 people were to be influenced by social media and influencers. So people are influenced by people who post about products, and people are influenced by people on social media, and so that market is very attainable in today. So an opportunity would also be to diversify her client base, so that would mean finding more models of color, finding more models with diverse backgrounds, just to more diversify the industry and also create a competitive edge. Weakness would be finding funding. This is always a struggle for any business, so Victoria Presley largely relies on investors, and so finding investors would be a constant struggle. Also, the pandemic and people spending money is also a weakness. Threats would be high employee turnover or client turnover. Vicki Press, she really she prefers longer client relationships because then it'd be a more consistent payment, and it would also be a more consistent relationship to maintain communication. Also, she must maintain positive online presence, especially in the entertainment industry. It is very easy for information to be misconstrued, and it's very easy for, may I say, drama to occur. So maintaining a good online presence is very important in the industry because, any day you could get a hate article about anything. So competition, these are some of the biggest modeling companies in New York City right now for acting as well and talent. So yeah, according to Harris, talent management trends fuel human connectivity into organizational strategies, systems, and processes. So basically all these larger companies basically motivate smaller companies like Vicki Press to just be the best they can in the industry. And also just competition establishes trends and make sure that they are ever flowing in digital media and entertainment. So Vicki Press must stay consistent with trends that larger companies are following. So by looking at La Creme modeling or MMG modeling, she can more accurately follow trends. So here's the description of products and services offered by Vicki Press Talent Management. So basically, Victoria Press serves as the point of contact between the talent and the job. So that would largely maintain reaching out to magazines, reaching out to casting directors, reaching out to anyone who is looking for talent, whether that be a commercial, a movie, a film, a song, anything that her client may be looking for. So it is Victoria Presley's job to reach out to that person and to get the person the booking or the job. So also Victoria Press must create and promote talent images in the media for exposure. So that would be a portfolio. People need a lookbook. People need to have a big collection of information about themselves. And so Victoria Presley must collect that and make them presentable and promotable. So also they must collect money from the jobs on behalf of the talent. So she gets paid on behalf of the talent, takes a portion of that money and pays the client. Also, all Victoria Presley has to negotiate all their salary, pay, travel, direct talent on their career and areas for improvement, set up photo shoots, go-sees, and castings. So that would be essentially just utilizing her connections to further their careers, her clients. So the value provided by the services from talent is worth a negotiable payment. So the payment for these services is based on what the client's goals are, and it's based on the contract that they both come to an agreement based on the services that they are looking for from Talbot. The marketing plan, Talbot is trying to achieve a specialized strategy to basically have a trusting relationship with her clients. So if her clients are not happy, as Talbot stated in this quote, my customer service is to know what my clients' needs are, and if they aren't happy with my work, I need to know their concerns and why they aren't happy. I also need to make sure I do not overpromise and underdeliver. So Victoria Talbot must be extremely concise with her communication to her clients to ensure that no information is misconstrued on what to expect from Victoria Presley. For instance, she's not going to instantly promise Playboy to someone who has never modeled before. So she does not want to create unrealistic expectations for anyone trying to get famous, basically. So her customer service is extremely important in her marketing plan and keeping her customers happy. She'll experience the most success by integrating the clients into the media through all publicity campaigns. Something that should be really focused on is syndication. So that is a term used to describe the process of publishing listings on search engines like Google. So syndication is extremely important in today's marketing because it allows customers to search somebody's brand and look at them online. And if those results pop up, then you'd want to be the first result on the web. So this also deals with security as well on the internet because a lot of companies aren't increasing their security and they may fall behind on search results on Google, which would lead to less exposure. So the sales plan, the costs involved largely deal with rent, promotional materials, publicity, licensing, and professional services. To lower the startup costs, as I mentioned, they may want to move to Soho. Soho is a trendy location as well. It's just as well as Manhattan, not as good, but completely good for the location. And it's $86 per square foot for office space, according to New York City office rent price and sales report. So here's just a few startup expenses. Mainly it would be people like Victoria Presley would use her phone and laptop for a lot of things. It would be remote work and outsourcing. So these are a few of the expenses. From my primary research, I did a qualitative and quantitative study, and TikTok engagement is high in young adults, and so that is an opportunity to Victoria Presley to infiltrate the influencer market with. 92% of participants in my study that were 18 to 24 have a TikTok account out of 50 participants. 3 out of 7 participants in the qualitative study found that participants would be influenced by influencers to make purchases, and that they also, 5 out of 7 had a TikTok. So in conclusion, social media can be used and new outlets such as TikTok can be utilized as well. Also, locations such as Soho would be very influential and important to be as a location, as well as Victoria Talbot can continue to develop talent, recognizing the trends today that I've discussed. Thank you.
So proud of you.
Thanks.
Time did great.
I know that was long.
No, you're right on time. The next group?
She get mad? Did she say something? I was gonna say anything. Good. Do you want to introduce? Yeah. Well, how do you put it in here? Is it this one?
Yes, Joe, thank you. Geez, I didn't know what you looked like without that.
How do you get into the presentation? No. Oh. There I go.
fit the thing, no.
There you go. Good. Alright. So I'm Joe DeGroot, and this is Miguel Rivera, and our senior business capstone was on Herd Apparel, which is our company that we would plan to do a business plan for.
So the description of business, we are Herd Apparel, as Joe said. We mainly sell athletic apparel and accessories. Our proposed location is 7851 Brewerton Road, and the products we sell are all types of athletic products, such as shorts, t-shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, etc. So the mission and vision we had with Herd Apparel was aimed towards those who aspire of working out. Our mission statement is, Herd Apparel's mission statement is to provide all athletes with a competitive edge, while also providing a platform for athletes to express their passion for sports. Our vision is for everyone in their own way, our own unique way, as an athlete. Every individual has a different passion than another. We are driven to see what sparks that competitive edge within all athletes, and we aim to innovate, inspire, and bring joy to those who are driven by their passion. Join the herd and spark that passion for sports that is within yourself. For our location analysis, the property, as I mentioned before, is 7851 Brewerton Road, and it is located in the west side of Cicero, New York. It is a very populated area and a very well known intersection in Cicero, New York. And the lease is $25 square foot per year, $25 square foot per year. The estimated cost of Herd Apparel for that location is $16,800 per year. Some businesses nearby Herd Apparel that are very popular and would help boost sales within the area are GNC, Planet Fitness, and etc. The proposed location also has a parking lot that complements all these businesses located on the screen. And this location is very popular within the Cicero area.
As far as other surrounding businesses in that area, they have Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, Denny's, Wegmans, etc. These are just a bunch of businesses that bring more customers to this area, and it's just more publicity for our proposed location because more people will be driving by this location to get to other stores as well. So for our business layout, as soon as you walk in the door, you're going to see almost all of our apparel up for sale. So our merchandise space is about 4,000 square feet. It's a large area to roam around and see what kind of selection that we would have to offer. We have office space in the back, which would be 1,400 square feet. We would have storage for 1,000 square feet, restrooms for 1,000 square feet, and then customer service in a checkout area for 1,000 square feet. So we figured with a location as big as this, you need a decent amount of size for your checkout area and customer service area because that's where most of the traffic is going to be in your store, and you want to have as much room as possible for those customers to check out easily, or if they have a problem and they need to talk to somebody, just to make the process a whole lot cleaner and faster.
So listed on the board above is our competition analysis. We chose these three locations, and if you can't see it, it's Dick's Sporting Goods, Played Again Sports, and Dry Stick Apparel. These locations or these businesses are highly rated within the Cicero area, and we chose these three because in order to keep up with marketing trends, we need to outbid our competitors within the area.
As far as our competition goes, as you can see, each competitor offers a different kind of product. So Dick's Sporting Goods has their own apparel, but they also sell sporting equipment. Played Again Sports has a lot of sporting clothing, but they also have equipment as well. And then Dreesing Apparel, They offer mainly uniforms. They also have some accessories and apparel offered as well. So with our company, it's just going to be strictly apparel and some accessories. So that's something that we can really market towards our customers to say that we put a lot of time and effort into just our clothing brand.
So on the board is our organizational chart. So Joe and I, as the CEO, we are in charge of everything that gets distributed to other branches within our business. Most of the marketing trends that we aim to target, we will send directly to the marketing director, and the marketing director will end up sending that to the team lead and the team members to the retail store in Cicero, New York.
Just as far as the four sectors go, marketing, finance, ops, and HR, we want to have a head of each part that also distributes work down to other employees, just so that not one person is getting stuck with all the work, and it will make workflow a lot easier for us as the more members that we have. So for a little description of our products, we have two logos. So our primary logo, which you can see on the left, and we also have on our shirts today, is going to be our main logo for almost all of our apparel. And then our secondary logo is going to be that logo over there, but it's going to be much smaller than the primary logo. So these are some of the clothes, or some of the products that we have with the primary logo. We have the sweatshirt, the dry fit t-shirt, the hoodie, the long sleeve, the fleece sweatpants, the logo shorts, and a herd polo shirt, which we're wearing today. And then the secondary logo, we have crew socks, a lightweight jacket, and it got cut off at the bottom, but it's our yoga leggings. And all products will come in various colors and sizes with some customization options. We believe that the customization part is very vital for our company because, as you can see, competitors online like Nike, they offer a wide variety of customization options for customers that allow them to really make that product theirs and really have a strong connection with their brand. And another thing that we would like to do with, as far as customization goes, is we can use our secondary logo as a small logo on any of the clothing and send it out for clothing orders for athletic teams on high schools and colleges so that we can offer a bulk order of clothing for those specific schools. And they can have their own numbers, names, logo, whatever they need on that as well. So for our marketing plan, our sales strategy, it's to establish our company logo and brand by investing in marketing opportunities. We want to really track the trend of sports apparel within the central New York region. We really want to take a look at those in-season athletes and what clothing is most popular during those specific seasons. We want to see what they're purchasing, what products we should be pushing out and marketing the most during specific times throughout the year. We also would like to seek local NIL deals with collegiate athletes. As far as a new business goes, a lot of those smaller schools, the D3s and the D2s, they don't get a lot of NIL opportunities, and we think that that would be a great market to push into and really have some NIL deals with popular athletes who are have a large following on social media. And then we really just want to promote our brand image and products through social media. As you can see, social media has grown since the early 2000s, and we really want to take advantage of that opportunity to really build a strong connection with our customers. So a little more to our marketing plan. We'd like to have a Herd Apparel app that offers rewards and discounts on purchases. This will create more returning customers just because if you see the Dick's Sporting Goods apps, the Nike apps, etc., all those apps do a really good job of promoting their products on their pages with deals and specials and stuff like that. And we would like to do the same thing to offer that stronger relationship with our customers. We'd also like to have email subscriptions to keep up with dates, to keep up to date with changes, promotions, etc. Just because obviously, you're not going to be those people aren't going to be checking the apps every day. If you get a notification on your phone or on your computer every day, they're more likely to check that out and see what we have going on. And we'd also like to encourage online reviews so that we can better our customers' experience because we really prioritize that relationship with our customers, and we want to know what we can do for them to make our apparel better. And like I said on the previous slide, we'd like to have a heavy social media usage to interact with our customers on a more personal level. We really want to know what they're interested in and what we can do to better their experience and really have them stick with us in the long term. And our primary slogan would be Run with the Herd. So this is our sales plan and what it would roughly cost for our expenses. Cash registers around $2,500, hangers around $1,000, utilities close to $18,000. Sidewalk and parking lot cleaning throughout the winter and the summer would be $125. Cleaning supplies, $200. Clothing materials, around $10,000. Website and marketing, $750. A business registration, $100. And then $3,000 for storage and moving our apparel into our store. So these are some of our financial statements. As far as the business startup costs and investing goes, both of us would put $10,000 investment into our own company. We'd also plan on applying for a small business loan for $50,000 and the Global New York Fund Grant Program for $25,000 to give us a total of $95,000. On the right, you can see that we have about $28,000 in current assets, and then our only current debt would be the student loans. So then, in conclusion, we just want to go over what we kind of talked about today. Herd Apparel offers a wide variety of clothing apparel options with customization options. We have a clean logo with various customizations options you can see with our primary and our secondary logo. Herd complements businesses like GNC, Planet Fitness, etc., and other gyms along Central New York. Located on Bruton Road, right by 481 in a busy intersection with a lot of businesses nearby. There are multiple loans available for funding, and then it's run by two people with extensive knowledge in the sports industry. And that's all we have for you today. Thank you.
Yeah, Pino.
Kelly Angelina, you're up next.
Wait, where is it?
Click on that arrow at the top right.
Here?
Yeah, Callie.
My name's Callie Andelina, and I'm a sport management major, and I did my senior project on Nike. So Nike's mission statement is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. And Nike puts an asterisk next to athlete because not everyone considers themselves an athlete in their everyday life. And Nike really wants to push people to get out there and exercise every day and put that sort of mindset into their everyday life. And to Nike, the asterisk next to athlete means if you have a body, you are an athlete. So their vision is we see a world where everybody is an athlete, united in the joy of movement, driven by our passion for sport and our instinct for innovation. We aim to bring inspiration to every athlete in the world and to make sport a daily habit. So the history of Nike was founded by University of Oregon graduate Phil Knight in 1964. Nike is an American multinational corporation engaged in the design, development, manufacturing, worldwide marketing, and sales of footwear, apparel, equipment, accessories, and services. They're headquartered in Beaverton, Colorado, and the name Nike actually traces back to Greece and Rome. Nike was the daughter of Titan Pallas and the goddess Styx in ancient Greece, and Nike was depicted with famous athletes symbolizing the victories in competitions. So Nike is most well known for their athletic footwear. It's their flagship product. They design shoes for a variety of sports like lacrosse, baseball, soccer, football, and they also just make an everyday shoe that people will wear around. Their second most known products is apparel. They make a lot of sports apparel like shorts, t-shirts, uniforms, as well as just casual apparel like yoga pants or leggings. They also have different collections within Nike, like Nike Pro and Nike Free. And some equipment that they make baseball bats, swimming caps, lacrosse sticks, tennis rackets, and yoga clubs. And they also make yoga mats and agility cones for sport practices. They also make accessories for sports and fitness activities, such as bags and socks. And Nike actually paired with Apple to create the Nike Apple Watch, which then led them to create the Nike Pro app on the Apple Watch, where you can sort of track what you're doing, your workout, and how many calories you're burning. And you can also buy training videos or fitness videos to have like at-home videos to do workouts. So Nike's SWOT analysis, they have a lot of strength. They're a highly recognizable brand and is a household name in almost every major part of the world. The iconic swoosh and tagline, "Just Do It," are powerful status symbols in many social and industry circles, and the brand has come to represent the pinnacle of sportswear and footwear for decades. They have a very diverse product line. Customers will flock to stores to purchase Nike's products, and while most customers choose the brand for athletic leisure, others will select it as a fashion statement. Some of Nike's weaknesses, their labor conditions is their number one and their biggest issue. They rely on inexpensive labor to keep their operating costs down, but fair treatment of their employees across the globe remains a blemish on their record. And they're also not only most well known for their footwear. Like they should need to find a way to market their other products. Gender pay discrimination is also a big issue. Nike fell victim to class action lawsuit regarding gender pay discrimination, and which then led to sexual harassment and allegations. Particularly troublesome are some allegations of sexual harassment and unfair treatment of women in the workplace. Nike has a number of opportunities. They could run with their strong reputation for quality in their product line moving forward, or even develop new products or create new segments. Addressing the work conditions needs to be another opportunity. They need to address the allegations about their labor force, and it would be key to undoing some of the damage they have sustained over time. Nike has a number of threats as well. There are scam artists out there that try to create knockoff versions of an otherwise identifiable brand, hoping to fool buyers into thinking that they're a genuine product or article when the quality is kind of shady and the product is not authentic. Competition, while Nike remains the fairly dominant in the market, competition is stiff, and brands to jockey for the top in consumers' minds, and will continue to try to hold on to their loyal consumer bases. Economic uncertainty. So any overall decrease in consumer spending could cause Nike to lose out on significant portions of revenue. And since its products are mostly sold at premium prices already, this high-end status could become problematic if spending drops or over extended periods of time. So the competition analysis, these are Nike's top 3 competitors, Adidas being the number 1. They're headquartered in Germany, and they design and manufacture shoes, clothing, and accessories similar to Nike. Adidas is the largest sportswear manufacturer in Europe and the second largest in the world, with Nike being the first. Adidas's products are fairly similar, or pricing is fairly similar to Nike's products, which makes them their top competitor. Puma is their second largest competitor. They are the 3rd largest sportswear manufacturer in the world, and they're also headquartered in Germany. and they design athletic and casual footwear, apparel, and accessories. The clothing is a bit less expensive compared to Nike and Adidas, but it's still up there with them. Under Armour is headquartered in Baltimore, Maryland, and they're an American sports equipment company that manufactures footwear, sports equipment, and casual apparel. Under Armour is a close competitor to Nike because of their products, and they're also very similar in pricing. So the management, John Donahue is the president and CEO and has been since 2020. He formerly was on the board of directors since 2014. Philip Knight is the co-founder of Nike and formerly served as Nike's president from 1968 to 1990 and then again from 2000 to 2004. Mark Parker is the executive chairman. He joined Nike in 1979 and was one of their first footwear designers and has been the center of innovation for Nike ever since. From 2015 to 2020, he served as chief financial officer. And then Matthew Friend joined Nike in 2009. And prior to working for Nike, he worked in the financial industry and investment banking. So the financial analysis, the fourth quarter reported revenue was $12.3 billion, which was up 96% to prior year and increasing 21% compared to the fourth quarter of 2019. The direct revenue was $16.4 billion, which was up 32%. Full year revenue was $44.5 billion, which increased 19% as well. And then COVID-19 even due to COVID-19 and despite temporary store closures across the marketplace, comparable store sales grew 4%, which was still huge for Nike. So my qualitative research, this was my primary research and one of the results from my studies. I asked the respondents what the most successful sportswear brand was, and 100% of them said that Nike was the most successful. These are my sources, and thank you.
Yeah! Go now.
Hey, thank you, Callie. So that was a Fortune 500 analysis, and the next person up would be Aiden, and Aiden is actually doing a business plan. So I have to make you aware, some things are business plans, and other students, we're looking at Fortune 500 companies and doing an analysis. Make sure you're talking.
All right. Good morning. My name is Aiden Slepian, and I'm presenting my business plan for Elmwood Riding Academy. Like I said, my name is Aiden. I'm a equine business management major, which is a specialization within the management department here at Cazenovia College. Elmwood Riding Academy will be a riding lesson barn, which specifically focuses on dressage. Now, what is dressage? The term dressage is derived from the French word for training. It has roots as far back as ancient Greece, and and it was used by militaries to train horses that were more pleasant to ride. The purpose of modern dressage is to strengthen and supple the horse while maintaining a calm and attentive demeanor, as according, of course, to the United States Dressage Federation, or the USDF. And there, right there, is a picture of Charlotte Dujardin and Vallegro. Charlotte Dujardin is an Olympic level rider, and that team there has won Olympic gold medals before. They are a prime example of a perfect dressage rider and perfect dressage horse. So Elmwood Riding Academy will be a dressage and dressage seat equitation lesson barn. It'll be located in Bedford, Massachusetts, and the SIC code will be 0752025. That image right there will be the primary logo for Elmwood Riding Academy that I designed myself. Our mission statement for Elmwood Riding Academy is to offer customers the chance to engage in the vast equestrian industry. Elmwood Stables offers the chance to engage and strengthen the community with the help of our equine friends through not just horseback riding lessons, but lessons on horsemanship and proper care as well. The vision statement is that Elmwood Riding Academy seeks to provide the communities of Middlesex and Essex counties with the opportunity to join the equestrian world, to learn proper horsemanship, and to learn the fundamentals of dressage riding and dressage seat equitation. For the layout and location, the street address is 255 Davis Road in Bedford, Massachusetts, located at the Elizabeth Davis Farm. It's 7 acres in total. It has ample fenced-off pasture and turnout space. There's 2 barns with a total of 25 stalls. There's a 70 by 140-foot indoor or covered riding arena with an 85 by 210-foot outdoor riding arena. And the indoor riding arena is a very great asset, especially in the for this location. New England gets a lot of bad weather in the winter, like a lot of heavy rain and a lot of snow. And having an indoor riding area is crucial for a lesson program, because if you only have an outdoor arena, if it rains or snows, you can't hold lessons. This is an overhead image of the property itself. Labeled A is the pasture space, D is turnout space, C is the main barn, and B is the outdoor riding arena. These are just some images of the property itself. Like that image below is of the indoor riding arena, like I mentioned. And then the 3 images above are of the stalls in the main barn. For competition, there are a few other barns nearby, namely Churchill Stables, Littlebrook Farm, Riverfront Farm, Flying Change Stables, and Arrowhead Farm. Most of these are lesson barns as well as boarding barns. Elmwood Riding Academy is only a lesson barn. We do not offer boarding. And the cost of lessons at these barns range from $50 to $70 per lesson or per party. For business research methods, I did my main research, qualitative and quantitative, on the local interest and intrigue to a riding lesson barn similar to that of Elmwood Riding Academy. In my main research from my survey, 58.33 respondents were interested in seeing a riding facility added to their community. 55.56% of respondents from the target community of Essex and Middlesex counties were interested in taking riding lessons or learning how to ride a horse. 69.44% of respondents felt that a riding facility would be a positive influence on their community. And then 26.32% of respondents were most interested in learning dressage. So the services provided, our main service would be private and or group lessons, horsemanship clinics, a summer camp, pony rentals, and then leasing. There are potential future services that I might consider adding to the business plan would be event hosting, carriage services, and driving lessons. Those are mostly potential as I do not have the ability to do those at the moment right off the start, and so they would be considered for the future. For the horsemanship clinics, they would be offered at $85 per student. The private lessons would be offered at $75 per individual lesson. A block of 4 would cost $240. For group lessons, an individual lesson would be $60 per person, and then a block of 4 would be $190. And looking at the competition, those are competitive prices for that area. The summer camp would be $550 per week, would be Monday through Friday. And pony rentals, those would be held, one pony for 1 hour would cost $300, with any additional pony being another $100, and each additional hour would be an additional $50 each. You can rent up to 6 ponies on property, starting at $250 for 1 pony for 1 hour, and that would follow the same rules as for the additional ponies and hours rate as the off-property parties. So this is just a summary statement of my startup expenses. For that first month of startup month, for buildings and real estate, it would be $72,355. The location and admin expenses come to a total of $73,700. The leasehold improvements would mostly be fence repair and any building repair I would have to do, and that's estimated at $1,660. Capital equipment, that includes equipment such as trailers, trucks, and all in that. That would be $28,805. Advertising and promotional expenses would be $34,223. And other expenses that also include some equipment as well as feed, hay, and grain for the horses and other barn equipment. That comes out to $59,723, making a total of $270,466. For capital, from personal and various investors, there's $308,500. Total of bank loans is $40,000, and then other loans, for example, a small business loan would be $35,000, totaling $383,500 for total startup capital. This is an example of what the opening day balance sheet would look like. And as you can see, we have a total assets of $360,775. And then total long-term liabilities would be $41,409. Owner's equity comes out to $23,500. And yeah. The only current debt would be my student debts, and there would be a lot more working capital, and so there's a better debt asset to equity and debt to equity ratio. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Aiden. Can you hear in the back all right? Can you hear everybody? Okay, great. All right, so the next person we're going to be hearing from is Lucia, and she's doing Fortune 500 analysis of Nike as well.
Okay. My name is Lucia Laverio, and I'm a business major with a concentration of sport management at Cazenovia College. My capstone presentation is on Fortune 500 company Nike. This is Bill Bowerman. He was a track and field coach at Oregon State University. He didn't like the shoes that were being provided for his athletes, so he started Blue Ribbon Sports, which later turned into Nike. This is Phil Knight. He was a track athlete for Bowerman at the University of Oregon. He became 50-50 business partners with Bowerman when they co-founded Nike together. By 1980, Knight was a multimillionaire because of him being a co-founder of Nike. Blue Ribbon Sports was created because Bowerman wasn't satisfied with what his athletes were provided for for footwear when they were racing. So in 1950, Bowerman began experimenting with different sportwear designs. He researched more into footwear for how his athletes will be more successful. He wrote several different footwear companies, proposing to them the research that he found, but none of the companies took him seriously. So he took matters into his own hand and made Blue Ribbon Sports. In 1958, Bowerman wrote a letter to Knight asking him if he would be his first tester of his shoes. He knew that Knight wasn't the best athlete on his track team, so he would get the best results from him. He gave him suggested a weight training regimen and running schedule for him to follow so he could see the most results from that. When Knight was training in the shoes at practice one day, Olympian Otis Davis saw him wearing them and wanted to try them out. So once he tried them out, he didn't give those shoes back to Knight. He went on to win a conference championship and became an Olympian in the 1960 Olympic Games for the 400-meter run. And he was wearing Bowerman's shoes when he was racing in those. After that, Bowerman started making custom shoes for all his athletes, measuring the width of their feet and examining all their arches and how they would be more successful in their shoes. In 1965 is when the Tiger Cortezes broke through, and that was when Nike started coming about. Kenny Moore was a marathon runner for Oregon State University, and he was the first to run in one of the Tiger Cortezes, and he got a stress fracture from his marathon, and that's how Knight knew that he needed to make a change. So that's when he introduced sponge rubber and implemented them into the forefront of the shoe and of the top of the heel, making the Tiger Cortezes the first comfortable and stable shoe. And that's when Nike was launched, and the Cortezes carried into the Nike brand. In 1967, Nike was incorporated under state law, and they continued to make groundbreaking sport innovations. They are now the world's largest supplier of athletic shoes, apparel, and sport equipment. Their marketing this is their SWOT analysis. Their strengths, they have a highly recognizable brand with their swoosh and their Just Do It logo. They are worth $34.8 billion as a company. They have some of the most loyal customers. Their company is mostly for athletic wear, but their customers buy for lifestyle, so they wear them just when they're just hanging out and also working out. Their product line is diverse. They have all different seasons, products for different seasons and for different sports, and they advertise that. Their celebrity endorsements, some of the bigger names are LeBron James, NBA player, an NBA player Michael Jordan, which has his own line, Tiger Woods, which is a pro golfer, Alex Morgan, who is a professional soccer player. They also own other brands like Converse, and the Jordan footwear line alone made $3.6 billion for the company. And the Converse, they have 98 U.S. stores, so that also creates revenue for Nike. Their low manufacturing costs is also a strength because they launch products with good quality at low cost, so they make better profit off of them. And their development and marketing team has hundreds of people on them, so they have a bunch of different minds coming together to market their product. Some weaknesses is the labor conditions. Inexpensive production equals operating costs are lower, which aren't the employees aren't getting what they need from Nike. Retailers, them selling through retailers, they could lose some of their profit because they have to share some shares with what retailers they're selling through. They are known for their footwear, which people might not understand that they also sell other products such as apparel and accessories for sports. Their vulnerability to lawsuits. They have many lawsuits, sexual harassment and for females in the workplace, and they also underpay females in the workplace, which that takes up a lot of time, and that doesn't sound appealing to female customers if that's how their female employees are getting treated. Some opportunities, emerging markets. Nike should take advantage of the overseas markets because people are hungry for their brands overseas, so them looking into that market will benefit them. Environmental friendly is also something to look into. The growing pool of research on Earth conscious is growing, so people seeing that and Nike is environmentally friendly will also help. Developing a unique products, if they're known for their footwear, so if they keep for their footwear and their quality of their footwear, so if they keep marketing their different apparel, that will help them also. Direct selling to consumers, eliminating the retailers, and they also are known for the customizations that their consumers can buy. They can go online and also create shoes that they like to themselves. They can create anything really to make it for them, like their shopping experience. Improving working conditions, so addressing the concerns of the working conditions and making moves to improve them will also be an opportunity. A threat, counterfeits and copycats. People are creating knockoff versions of Nike, which also don't mean they're the best quality, so that can give Nike not a good look, but they're cracking down. They would like to crack down on that. Their competition is stiff. They still hold the top spot for loyal customer base compared to their competition, but there still is that competition. Marketing budgets, cost of advertising continues to increase, so making sure that they can afford marketing when it comes down to it is going to be a threat to them. Their trademark disputes, that makes them exhaust more time and energy in the courts, and even if they lose cases, like they'll lose money from that case, not knowing how much money, which can impact them. and economy uncertainty, consumers could cut back on luxurious luxurious buying, and Nike is considered one of those things. This is their competition. Under Armour is in Baltimore, Maryland. They were incorporated in 1996, and they have online stores in 15,000 retail stores globally. They also sell apparel, footwear, and accessories, and they are ranked 739 as a Fortune company. Adidas, which is based out of Germany, has more than 2,500 globally online stores and online in 50 different countries. Apparel, they also sell apparel, footwear, and accessories, and they are ranked in the Fortune 500 as 481. This is their management. John Donahue is the current president and chief executive officer. His assets are an experience in digital commerce and technology and global strategy. Matthew Friend is the current executive vice president and chief finance officer. Heidi O'Neill, she brought in multi-billion dollars for Nike, as she is the president of Consumer and Marketplace, and she brought in that much money by growing Nike globally and focusing on the women consumers. Clark is the president of innovation. He is responsible for creating new business operations and target the product market. And Hook is the chief director. He leads global design teams responsible for envisioning future of sport. Their products, they have different products from apparel to footwear to accessories to sporting equipment. Their biggest is their product is diverse with the seasons and different sports they sell for. New categories they are targeting is men, women, and kids, which they believe that will create products, and they'll excel in that because it creates products for individuals to spend more time on what they actually need for that certain individual, and it's more specialized category approach. These are the graphs of the financial year of 2021. As you can see, in North America, there's 41% sales. APLA is the Asian Pacific Latin America, which they brought in 13%. Greater China brought in 19% of revenue, and EMEA is the European side of the market, and that brought in 27%. Their wholesales are 61%. Nike's direct sales are 39%. Just like they're known for their footwear, they brought in 66% in that, and then in equipment it was 3%, and then in apparel it was 31%. Since the financial year of 2018, they have doubled their impact of innovation, increasing speed and agility to market and growth conditions with consumers. COVID did impact them, as most of their stores were, in-person stores were shut down, but their online revenue increased when people were going online and shopping and customizing their own products. With that being said, Nike continues to be the top manufacturer of athletic categories, and those are my sources.
Thank you, Lucia. Haley Bourne will be presenting the business plan.
Well, good morning. My name is Haley Bourne, and I'll be presenting a veterinary clinic, also known as Second Hope. Our mission is to value the well-being of every person and patient by aiming to provide quality veterinary medicine and educate the Mingo County community about animals. This was an expected number of clients. This was based off of the area and how the other veterinary clinics and the veterinary clinic that my business will be taking over would see. About 3,500 patients in a month, 1,200 visitors. You know, everybody brings their mom, their dad, and then about 1,200 surgeries. Some of our services include consultations, routine examinations, x-rays, ultrasounds, neutering, spaying, typical veterinary things, and some suggested prices follow. Products that you can buy at a vet clinic sometimes include diets, and we will be providing Purina Veterinary plan and the Purina Pro plan for dogs, the Blue Natural Veterinary Diet for cats, and Essentials Healthy Handfuls and Sweet Meadow for rabbits or guinea pigs and other smaller domesticated animals. Our suggested social media followers based off of the averages for veterinary clinics. Facebook, I suggested about 1,600 followers, 1,200 follows for Instagram, 200 for Twitter, and 5,700 for LinkedIn. That is the most because that includes all of the employees as well as other businesses. The location is in Mingo County, as I said before, that is in West Virginia. There's about 2,400 people living there, and about 0.71% have an animal. I know that sounds like a very small percentage, but that is actually the second highest pet ownership in the U.S. Some grants, supports, and donations include the United States Department of Agriculture with their Veterinary Services Grant Program. The American Veterinary Medical Foundation also has a charitable fund that offer about $2,500,000 each, and hopefully that would be something awarded to Second Hope. The local sheriff department would be bringing canines in from their canine unit to donate blood. This is essential to a veterinary program that, especially doing emergency type surgeries. The local businesses will be handing out business cards or have a poster or some sort of setup that Second Hope can host a marketing type thing. And then there will be donations from a veterinary clinic nearby known as Mountain View, and expected donations from the community as well as online. A SWOT analysis included strengths, which would be the location. The location shows that there's a lot of people that would be in need of veterinary care. The management team, which is already in place, there's existing employees from the previous clinic there. So we would have a very strong management team because they have that experience already. And then a different variety of services for small animals and cutting-edge technology, including MRI, CT. Some weaknesses include a hard time managing generating capital, and this is because it is a nonprofit. Any volunteers might lack professional experience as well as a liability concern, but there is a strict follow practice. Then there are also no services to large animals. The plan was to eventually, in 5 to 7 years, expand to larger animals, but at the beginning, because the clinic currently does not see large animals, it would only be smaller domesticated ones. For opportunities, there's a lot of room for growth. It's a pretty big property. So the second hope would be looking to build a kennel, looking to build some storage. That way they can host more, they can keep more dogs within a kennel, and then they can also take in more donations and be able to store them without causing too much craziness in the clinic. There's also multiple grants available. The two that I mentioned, there's also a women in business type grant. There are some other grants that are available and might even become available in the future years. There are several different colleges in the proximity that would be able to provide interns or even have externships after people graduate. And then it also brings in newly educated individuals into the industry. Some threats include the 2 other clinics in the area because they do offer veterinary services, so somebody could decide to go there instead. There's some extreme weather conditions in Western Virginia. I'm sure you have heard there are hurricanes. And then the grants can become really inconsistent, and the business might not be qualified for them every single year. Some states and trends in the veterinary industry include the 90% of 2019 graduates finding full-time employment. This shows it's really good that the market is open there, it's growing, that there are jobs out there for veterinarians and vet techs. And then also I saw a growth in the pet insurance coverage and more specialization. A lot of specialization was done during COVID-19. Veterinarians were taking time to learn more specialties, which is good for a clinic. Our marketing plan included suppliers, which I mentioned before were Mountain View Veterinary Services and Patterson Veterinary. This would be suppliers for any equipment or even the diets, as well as updated like MRI machines and things like that. The strategy would be support from locals, donations, and educational seminars that would be hosted on a bi-weekly basis. The sales strategy included free and reduced price services, as well as complimentary products for the clients and their dogs, cats. And then for customer service, all of the employees will be trained in HR management training. It would be expected that they have some training in animal services and animal veterinary medicine. So, and then the target customer would be small animal pet owners, anybody who owns a dog or a cat, or even some smaller exotic type things. This was an example of the income statement for 3 years. There was a little bit of a loss at the beginning of year 1, but it did end up with a profit. The cash flow projection also represents that loss, but then it breaks even in about quarter 3 and goes up from there. And the statement of financial position shows a similar trend. Thank you.
Thank you, Haley. And now we have Alex Odie presenting Fortune 500 with a new haircut.
Where do I pull it up? How should I pull it up?
Did you attach it to the left?
Yeah.
Just go to Zoom Pride. Oh, right. Oh, I'm sorry. Go back there.
Okay.
Dashboard. Go back to dashboard.
Yep.
Go to the right, all the way to the right.
Oh, yep.
Okay. See it?
I just uploaded it.
This one up
Yeah,
here?
go over there. And just hit that arrow button,
Got it.
okay?
All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Go over to those three guys and I'll make it.
Cool. All right, hello. My name is Alexander Odie, and for Capstone, I did a Fortune 500 research paper on Tesla. So my research was focused on the question of why Tesla is being valued at such a high price. And so some of you might be wondering why this is important. So the market capitalization of Tesla was over 947 billion when research started in January of 2022. And it is once again now over 1 trillion US dollars today. And so they delivered 900,000 cars globally with 300,000 sales domestically. And so looking to their largest competitor, Toyota, their market cap is just over 300 billion at the time of research. And now it is just under 300 billion. And they delivered 9 million cars worldwide and 2.26 million cars in the United States. And so this large gap between vehicle sales versus market cap has sparked my research into Tesla. And how it has created and maintained its value over the years. So just a little bit about the history of Tesla. They were founded in 2003 by Maren Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. They started off as Tesla Motors, which is a tribute to inventor and electrical engineer Nikola Tesla. And their goal for starting Tesla was so that you should not need to compromise to drive electric. So they later brought in Ian Wright, J.B. Straubel, and Elon Musk as co-founders of Tesla. And they released their first vehicle, the Tesla Roadster, in 2008, which is pictured here. It was built upon the Lotus chassis. And they quickly realized that this was not a sustainable business model using this chassis. So in 2012, they began delivery of their first independent chassis, the Model S. And this was their first start towards self-sufficiency. And then lastly, their name changed to just Tesla in 2017 as they began expanding to the automotive industry, or outside of the automotive industry, into more renewable energy. So Tesla's mission statement is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. And their vision statement is to build the most compelling automobile company of the 21st century by spearheading the world's transition into electric vehicles. And so these guide their decision-making in terms of design and business principles as they aim to create compelling vehicles, as well as expand to solar and other sustainable energy sources. So here are the 4 vehicles currently offered by Tesla. On the left, we have the Model S, which is their 4-door full-size sedan. This became the best car in its class in every category, that being safety, efficiency, and performance, as well as being the first to offer over-the-air software updates with a stunning 0 to 60 time of 2.28 seconds. And both the Model S and the Model X are stated by Tesla to have the highest performance characteristics, as well as the longest range of all 4 of the vehicles. And this comes in with discounts at around $93,990. We then move over to the Model 3, which came out in July 2017. So this is their other 4-door sedan. However, this was designed with a base price for the mass marketing appeal. So obviously expanding to a wider range of customers. And this was this retails for, with deductions, around $42,190. We then move over to the Model X, which is their first midsize SUV. This seats up to 7 adults and retails with deductions around $109,000. And then lastly, we have their newest vehicle, which is the Model Y, which is built on the Model 3 platform, also focusing on mass marketing appeal. Seating up to 7 adults, and this one is retailing for around $58,000. And so Elon and Tesla show their expertise in marketing, as their vehicle line is named Sexy, which is one of the many tactics used to build hype and recognition around Tesla. And so just some standout features for Teslas. So we have their minimalistic interior, which is some of the vehicles actually feature this half steering wheel, which is super futuristic looking. And it's dubbed the interior of the future by Tesla. We then also have their 17-inch touchscreen display. This runs everything from the air conditioning to the heated seats to the maps and a variety of other features that the car has. And then lastly, we have their Tesla Autopilot. So this is dubbed the future of driving by Tesla. And the cars feature fully surrounded. The cars are fully surrounded by 8 cameras, which provide 360 degrees of coverage and visibility. And this allows you to drive hands-free, to park, the car parks itself, and as well as you can retrieve your vehicle. So say you come out of the mall and your car is parked really far away, you click a button and it just comes right up to you. So that's pretty cool. So then we have Tesla's full expansion into the energy sector. So this came in 2016 as they acquired Solar City. They then began producing and selling energy storage devices. The first one was known as the Powerwall, which is mostly for home use. We then have the Power Pack and the Mega Pack, which are for commercial, industrial, utility, and energy generation customers. These are more larger devices. And they also began selling retrofit solar panels with a unique minimalistic design that blends in with your roof. That's what we have pictured here. And so this expansion has showed the range of products Tesla has to offer and has also aided in their $1 trillion valuation. We then move over to the diverse management team for Tesla. So we have obviously Elon Musk, who is the CEO at the top. And then we start with Lori Shelby, who is actually a VP, and she is not included in the box to highlight the impressive feat of a woman in a top prestigious position for this company. And then some other notable management positions include Chris Lister, who is the VP of Operations. And in his past, he spent over 22 years with PepsiCo in different leadership roles. And then we also have Karan Budharaj, who is the VP of Supply Chain. And he controls much of Tesla's purchasing and spending, and has also spent time in his past with Apple and Exxon, who are all very large companies. And so these are only 3 of the qualified management teams overseeing Tesla's 70,000 individual employees. So each person will have a couple individuals below them, and then below them we'll have like the lowest level of employees that feature obviously all 70,000. And so Tesla, in their annual report, they state that we are highly dependent on the services of Elon Musk, our chief executive officer. And so just going into more of the importance of Elon. So he is dubbed the Techno King, as we saw in the org chart. And he is accomplished leading other businesses such as PayPal, which we all probably have used before, SpaceX, which is making leaps toward Mars, and Neuralink, which is actually a chip which will be implanted into brains and can solve a variety of things such as, seizures or other complications. It can also connect your mind to your muscles in the case of like amputee patients. And then lastly, Elon provides Tesla with emphasis on pleasing high quality designs, innovation, and marketing, especially on social media, where he is able to generate hype and word of mouth advertising for Tesla with both outlandish and relatable topics. And then his aforementioned experience and expertise allows him to work under pressure and guide Tesla towards success. And so for our market analysis, we will start with the automotive sector. So the EV market is growing at a compound annual growth rate of 24.3% over the span of 2021 till 2028. And there are both physical and non-financial incentives for purchasing an electric vehicle. So these include waived parking and toll fees, road priority and access to restricted traffic, discounts to ticket price, and other government incentives to purchase EVs, such as potential legislation against gas-powered vehicles. And these boosts EV awareness create a reason for customers to make the switch from electric to hybrid. And then moving over to the energy sector. So Tesla obviously provides the unique solar panels, as mentioned before. The renewable energy sector is driven by government incentives along with the urgency to combat climate change, which should see growth for Tesla over time. And as they continue to diversify their product lines and continue to develop better technology, the revenue will further increase from the 5% of total profits seen in 2020. So the revenues are up across the board, mostly for Tesla, as we will see in the coming slides. So as previously mentioned, Elon Musk uses social media and specifically Twitter to engage his audience and promote his products. So over time, he has gained a large following for his financial and crypto tweets that can often send markets into a craze. And then looking toward the future, we see both the Cybertruck as well as the semi-truck, but neither of them have a set release date at this point. But these also did gain more hype around Tesla and their self-sustainable business model, which has created buzz and further boosted their overall value. So we then have the financial performance for Tesla. So as you can see by the two graphs to the left, the stock value of Tesla skyrocketed in 2020. It spiked high compared to the NASDAQ composite, as well as the motor vehicle and passenger car body public company group. They also saw $6.98 billion increase in revenue from the previous year, with similar gains across the board in terms of cash flow, and their implementation of cost reduction efforts, as well as steps towards self-sustainable business model. So this include designing, producing, selling, delivering, and maintaining their own vehicles. So these reduce outside costs and give Tesla further streams of revenue to look toward down the line, such as repairs or diagnostics to the cars. So they don't allow others to work on their cars. They do that all in-house. So this is obviously increasing their revenue over time. And so an increase in electrification and environmental awareness across the globe, as well as the factors previously mentioned, have created the perfect condition for Tesla's success and have contributed to their valuation and sustained growth throughout the years. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys learned something new today.
Okay, Odie, I want the car that'll find me in the parking lot. I'll put on a disguise, see if it still finds me. Okay, thank you very much, Alex. Let's see, our next speaker is Katera, and do I see her? There she is. Okay, and she'll be talking about one of our very favorite topics, the IRS.
Good morning. My name is Katera Lindsay. I'm going to be talking to you guys today about the Internal Revenue Service, giving you a brief background and analysis of it. So the mission and vision statement of the IRS is to provide an American taxpayers top quality service by helping them understand and meet their tax responsibilities and enforce the law with integrity and fairness to all. This mission statement describes their role and the public's expectations of how they should perform the role and how taxpayers should also help them perform that role. In the United States, the Congress passes tax laws and requires taxpayers to comply. The taxpayer's role is to understand and meet his or her obligations, and the IRS's role is to help the large majority of the compliant taxpayers with the tax law while ensuring that the majority who are unwilling to pay comply with their taxes and pay their fair share. Okay, so the purpose of this research is to use the history of the IRS to determine the organization's role in decreasing the tax gap, fair taxation, auditing, the collection of taxes, and also their participation in the finance market. So a little bit about the history of the IRS. So on September 2nd, 1789, the Department of the Treasury was established by Congress. This was the beginning of the IRS under the name of the Department of Treasury. In 1794, the Whiskey Rebellion happened, and this was the first major conflict between the federal government and citizens. And then next was the War of 1812. And during the War of 1812, the main Treasury building was burned as a result of the war. In 1836, after the war in 1812, the construction of the new Treasury building began. In 1862, they imposed Civil War expenses and began collecting taxes to help pay for the Civil War. Congress also established the Office of Commissioner of the Internal Revenue under the Department of Treasury to help collect taxes. After that, personal privacy came about in 1870. And then the first federal income tax began in 1913. In 1914, the first form, the 1040 form for taxpayers to file their taxes came out. And then in 1919, the National Prohibition Enforcement Act came out. After that, the new Internal Revenue Building began in 1930. They opened that for service. In 1931, the IRS Intelligence Unit Investigation was created. After that, in 1935, payroll withholdings were created. Early tax collection and modernization came about in 1948. In 1953 was the Internal Revenue Service, is when they actually received the name of the Internal Revenue Service, IRS. And then from 1950 to present, the Taxpayer Communication and Support Program is going about, where they continue to update and modernize technology and use public outreach to help taxpayers understand their obligation to paying taxes. So the market analysis. So the IRS technically plays in two different industries. The first industry is the tax preparation industry, which is where they offer the free file option for taxpayers to be able to file their tax returns through the IRS. And then they also deal with public finance, taxation, and monetary policy industry. And the tax preparation industry was expected to file over 250 tax returns in 2018. So some strengths that the IRS has in this industry is standardized processing, consistency along with the standardized processing. They are able to research data to solve systematic problems and make the process quicker. And the IRS can also restructure and reform legislation to help and give better assist the taxpayer in paying their taxes. Some weaknesses that the IRS has is budgeting. Their budget is determined by Congress, so they can't just decide that they want to put more money towards, auditing and just tell Congress that they want that money. They have to get approval for said money. And then also reliability of the self-reported data. The IRS allows taxpayers to self-report some of their income, and that's not always reliable, so the IRS has to cipher through that information and find out what is reliable. And then also another weakness is their inability to decrease the tax gap. Congress has given the IRS the task of decreasing the tax gap and making taxpayers more compliant paying their taxes. Opportunities for the IRS to help decrease the tax gap is technology development. They can aid the decrease in the wealth gap. They can model tax practices off of other successful ones. They can grow in the assistance program, and they can also increase auditing. Some threats that the IRS has is fiscal policy, the tax gap, and the U.S. economy. So some competition that the IRS has in the tax preparation industry is H&R Block, and they are within about 5 miles of the IRS buildings. They offer tax preparation. The cost of their services is between $0 to $210, depending on the forms that you need to file with. And they are available Monday through Friday, and they are rated about 4.5 out of 5. Next is what's commonly known as TurboTax, and they are only offered online, but they do offer phone services pretty much 24/7 to assist with the process of taxation. And they offer pricing from $0 to $220. Jackson Hewitt is also another tax preparation program or business that competes with IRS, and they are within 10 miles, and they charge with 0 to 150 for tax returns. In the public finance, taxation, and monetary policy industry, the Tax Appeals Board and the Department of Taxation are the direct competition for the IRS. The Tax Appeal Board, they have the ability to review tax appeals that the IRS has presented, and on behalf of their client, the taxpayer, and determine whether or not they feel the IRS was correct in that. And the Department of Taxation, this example uses the one in New York State, but pretty sure, they deal with the taxation of the New York State taxes. So the management for the IRS starts with the commissioner, who is Charles Rigetti. The IRS commissioner and the chief counsel are selected by the president and then confirmed by the Senate. There are 7 positions that that report directly to the commissioner. Those 7 positions are the Chief IRS Independent Office of Appeals, the Chief Communications, the Chief of Staff, the National Taxpayer Advocate, and the Principal Deputy Chief Counsel and Deputy Chief Counsel Technical. The other 2 that report directly to the commissioner is the Deputy Commissioner of Operations Support, and he oversees the support function, the operation support functions, and all of the people that are listed underneath him there. And the Deputy Commissioner of Service and Enforcement reports directly to the commissioner as well, and he oversees the 4 primary operation divisions and other services that involve enforcement functions. So some legal aspects of the IRS. The IRS has the criminal investigation, which is responsible for investigating potential criminal violations of the IRS, of the Internal Revenue Code, and other related financial crimes. So underneath that category, underneath the criminal investigation, they investigate abusive return, prepper enforcement, abusive tax schemes, bankruptcy fraud, corporate fraud, employment tax enforcement, financial institution fraud, gaming fraud, general fraud investigations, healthcare fraud, identity theft schemes, international investigations, money laundering and Bank Secrecy Act, narcotics-related investigations, non-filer enforcement, public corruption crimes, and questions related to the refund program. And also in the chart seen here, you can see over the years from 2017 to 2021, they have actually decreased in the amount of budget that they've been allowed to use for criminal investigations, which may be the possible increase seen in the tax gap. So legal aspects continue. Some legal aspects that the IRS is currently dealing with is the tax gap, tax avoidance, and tax evasion. According to research conducted on taxpayers in the North Syracuse and Syracuse area, 83% of respondents reported that they do not feel they are taxed fairly to the top 1%. 58% of respondents strongly agree that corporations should be required to pay more in taxes than they do. And 51% of participants strongly agree with tax avoidance being acceptable. Tax evasion is the failure to pay or deliberately underpayment of taxes. And the IRS struggles with keeping up with tax evasion and auditing all the reports that come through with tax evasion on them. So some products offered by the IRS, or services offered by the IRS, is the Interactive Tax Assistance Program, the Taxpayer Assistance and Education Program, the Taxpayer Advocate Service, and the Facilitated Self-Assistance Service, which underneath that is offered the Free File Program, Forbes and Publications, the Where's My Refund tool, the Earned Income Tax Credit, tax law questions, transcripts, the Online Identification Number application, Online Payment Agreement, the electronic payments, which includes the electronic federal tax payment system, and then tax withholding tool. So analysis of their financial statements shows that majority of their revenue comes from individual income, with a lot less of their income coming from corporate income and federal unemployment. So their financial statements are prepared in conformity and in accordance with the U.S. General Accepted Accounting Principles and the financial reporting requirements. Their accounts on their balance sheet are broken down into administrative accounts and custodial accounts. And then they also present a statement of net costs to show where most of their costs goes to in their operations. And then they also, in their financial statements, have a statement of budgetary resources to show where most of their budget is going for their resources throughout the year. So in conclusion, the further exploration of legislative law involving taxation could assist the IRS's ability to provide fair taxation and auditing to all. Those are my references.
Thank you, Katera. We're a little ahead of schedule, so if anyone would like to get up and stretch your legs take a 5-minute break now, maybe get something to drink. walk around. I'm still thinking about that car finding me in the parking lot. I don't know, I just love that idea.
Okay, go. Where are we going?
Go drop down arrow. And then hit mine. Go to yours. Well done. Yeah, refresh it.
Refresh.
Is there a blue dot button?
No.
Well done. Good thing we came up with it.
I know.
Yes, I emailed it to her after.
Oh, can I pull up her email?
No, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
I'm gonna delete these
Yes.
others.
I emailed it. I'm about to handle it again. Refresh. Oh, wait, all right, go again. I just said your file is uploaded now, so there you go. I handed it in this morning.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for this to be over with. Is it gonna load?
That's what I'm saying.
You want the outside or you want me?
You're doing the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, please.
Oh my god, I just saw that pop up. It looked like the background of like the nature the first time. I was scared as fuck.
It's fine.
It's made Dad took a picture of me like that. I should have done that for you.
Whatever, only non-cable.
I like your shoes.
Thank you. So my high school graduation.
They're like king shoes.
Gotta be stylish, you know.
She's over here having a full conversation back there.
Okay, everybody's ready for that already?
Trying to get this out the way.
Okay. Please allow me to introduce Amani and Brandon, and they will be talking about a small business plan.
Hi, my name is Amani Clark.
I'm Brandon Wick, and for our senior capstone, we chose to do a business plan. Our business plan would be classified under the Standard Industrial Classification Code 779 as an indoor recreational facility. AB Fitness will propose this indoor recreational facility to Cazenovia, the village of Cazenovia, to improve their athletic infrastructure in the village. According to the SIC code, establishing primary engaged in operating, reducing, and other health clubs, spas, and similar facilities, features, exercise, and other active physical fitness conditioning, whether not on a membership basis or not. Also include in the industry are establishments providing aerobic, dance, and exercise classes. Cazenovia Community Fitness is located at 4157 Mid-State Lane, Cazenovia, New York, right on Route 20. AB Fitness's original plan were to build a ground-up facility across from the Cazenovia Youth Recreational and Fenner Fields, but decided to instead propose a buyout of Cazenovia Community Fitness, which has been around since 2014, which could use an upgrade with the newer technology coming out and the more demand for athletic facilities. AB Fitness plans to conduct a $1.3 million renovation where they plan to take that building and turn it into a fitness facility to accommodate all the needs for the Cazenovia community.
All right, so here are some objectives. Our mission statement, we want to incorporate positivity in the lives of the Cazenovia community. Some of you may ask, how do we incorporate positivity? Well, we're going to do that through our employees, through our employee satisfaction, ensure that everybody has an area where they feel comfortable in our facility. So we're really going to hone in on customer service and use our facility features to make sure that everyone has a positive memory of our facility. Our vision statement, it states that our vision is to inspire and provide the community with a facility where they can expand their horizon and use features provided for them for their personal benefits. Everybody in this room has probably been to a gym where they felt there wasn't as much things for them. Maybe they're slowly getting into the process of going to the gym and they feel some of the features don't fit their style. Maybe they want to use the bike for 15 minutes and just leave and get out. Maybe they want to power lift and grunt while they're lifting. But with our facility, we want to just make sure there's a feature for everybody in every aspect. We understand everybody has fitness goals, and we want to be a vessel in making sure these things are achieved. Brendan and I have both used fitness for many areas of our life, whether that be health, rehab for injured areas, a fun hobby with friends, etc. We believe our business can do some of this for the community. Lastly, some goals we have for our fitness, for our fitness center. Recently, the NCAA has allowed student athletes to use their name, image, and likeness to profit off, to make a profit or to eventually have sponsors and other deals. This was always an argument that was an issue in the past where individuals thought athletes shouldn't be paid for their status as a college athlete. So we hope to expand our brand through these NIL deals for athletes of local colleges, so Cazenovia College and SUNY Morrisville. We believe this is a way we can give back to the athletes who demonstrate hard work in their respective sport, and I believe that will demonstrate the kind of facility that we are. These are some short-term goals, but some future goals include expansion, renovations, including club teams, and some adult leagues.
So for our marketing, AB Fitness's purpose is to establish a strong relationship with the community through providing an inspirational facility where they can come and express themselves in a non-judgmental way. A strong relationship with the community will be important to us as we want to provide what their needs are. So through a Qualtrics survey, which you'll learn later on, we asked them what certain features of an athletic facility that they prefer. We got some answers like cardio rooms scored pretty high, basketball court scored pretty high, and locker rooms were important for the Cazenovia community. So we want to make sure that with our athletic facility, we have those needs for the community. Our target market is ages 18 to 65, or realistically anyone who is interested in the inspiration that comes with practicing healthy fitness activities and have a healthy fitness life. Some of our advertisement platforms, we will sign up for the Cazenovia Chamber of Commerce, which they provide website listings, discounted advertised rates, advertisements in monthly chamber newsletters, social media posts highlighting members of the company, and scholarship opportunities for Cazenovia High School. We would also use social media posts like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to keep our followers updated with any changes that are going on, any new classes that are going to be posted, just showing them what it's like in the day of a life of someone who comes to our facility. Just give like the social media or the media more like a positive like vibe before they step into our facility. We also have signage around the village and billboards up around the town. We also will be selling merchandise at our facility, which will have our brand on it and our logo with an inspirational quote or something where whoever comes into our facility can remember us as that, or if they see somebody walking around and they see the quote and associated with our facility, they might want to take the try and come to our facility. And we also use our personal website and our app.
So as Brennan stated, we held a survey through Qualtrics, and we thought this was necessary because we couldn't start a small business without consulting the people that we are trying to provide the business for. So as you can see from the graph, this is the data from one of the questions where we asked, what facility do you believe is most important to have in a fitness facility, ranging from least important to extremely important. And we provided the answers of concessions, recovery room, cardio room, locker rooms, basketball courts, turf field, and daycare center. Through the primary data efforts using Qualtrics, we came to the conclusion that 26.19% found cardio rooms to be extremely important, 13.1% found basketball courts to be extremely important, 30.95% found locker rooms extremely important, and lastly, 11.9% found recovery rooms extremely important. You can switch. Yeah. All right, so now we're going to be talking about our competition.
Our first competition would be Manlius YMCA. The reason why they're our competition, they're a direct competitor. They're in mile distance from the town and the village, and that's the closest facility that offers similar features that we would offer. They offer like a before and after daycare center, a special event rental. So they rent their facility, which we plan on expanding to that one day. They have a turf field, which we want to make sure we implement into our facility. They have a tennis court, which is one thing that they have that we don't. And they have like a circuit strength machines, which all facilities should have. A little comparison with the prices. For a senior adult, they charge $40 a month for ages 62 and up, and for us, we would charge $35 a month for ages 16 and up. For an adult, we would charge $40 monthly when they would charge $45. This is all starter with the change in demand and infrastructure. Prices might have to rise. Young adults, we would keep the same price as theirs and charge for $38 a month. And then for the youth, we would charge $30 a month. Our second competitor is the Hale Walsh East Area Family YMCA, which is farther, is 9 minutes farther than the Manlius YMCA. They also provide similar features like we do. They provide a basketball court, a gymnasium. They have a pool. They have a therapy pool, but instead of their therapy pool, we'll have a recovery room. They also have strength machines, which we have. They have a circuit, and they also have childcare. To compare their prices of like the family versions, for a family plus two, we would charge $75 monthly. For a family plus one, we would charge $112 monthly, and a family plus two, we would charge $147 monthly. And the last one is the YMCA of the Great Tri-Valley. This is more one of our biggest competitors, as they're more well known around here, and they have more like features that would compete with ours. The only difference that would separate ours from these three YMCAs is that our facility would be 24/7, and other facilities are closed, like on Sundays, like 8 to 1, when people want to get a late workout on Sunday maybe before they start the week. Ours would be open 24/7.
All right, so for our last three competitors, we have Orange Theory, which is a direct competitor with us. The reason we decided to include Orange Theory as a competitor is because they offer a class-based subscription. After doing research on their website, we saw that you could purchase classes, I think by 5, like a package of 5, or you can purchase these packages that you see, Orange Premier, Orange Elite, or Orange Basic. They offer rowing, cardio, strength training classes. At our facility, we have decided to include Zumba, yoga, and Pilates classes in our multi-purpose studio. So we thought we should use, we thought Orange Theory would be a unique competitor because of their class-based system where everything is worked into our membership fee. Next, we have two indirect competitors, G&G Fitness Equipment and Syracuse Fitness Store. These two were added because they are located directly near our other competitors. They provide some of the machines that we see in our competitors' facilities, and they're all within a 10-mile radius of these two stores. We couldn't get a cost of services or a cost of products because consultation was required for estimation. But they do handle a lot of the Precor machines and other generic machines that we see in areas like Planet Fitness. We see them in the YMCAs, and they're kind of the basic starter machines that are required in most facilities. Yeah. All right, so next we have the location analysis. This is a mock-up of the proposed space that we're going to be using. So we said we were going to buy out Cazenovia Community Fitness and turn it into a more open space, include a basketball court, a miniature turf field, and swimming pool area where we will have lap pools. Each room is designated for whatever our members may want or need. Cardio room, strictly for people who enjoy jogging, who believe that is that's the best option for them as far as physical fitness. Recovery rooms for individuals who may have aches and pains during their workout and want to recover, whether that be by icing, using our Normatec machines. And we also have a multi-purpose room which I said before would be used for our classes, as well as it could be an open area for any individual who may want to use this area. Yeah.
So this is our SWOT. Our strengths are one-of-a-kind facility after renovating the Cazenovia Community College, which we say it would be a one-of-a-kind facility because if you look at where Cazenovia Community College is and the building it is and to the building we wanted to make it, it would be considered one of the kind in this area because they haven't seen anything like this. We want to, as like we mentioned earlier, we accommodate for the community preferences through the survey we sent out. And there are no other facilities besides the college within a 15 to 20-minute drive up here of Cazenovia. Some of our weaknesses are the construction process could cause a disconnection with the community for a duration of time. The community already has a strong relationship with Cazenovia Community Fitness, which is why we wanted to buy them out, so we can gain the strong connection with the community right away. But the weakness is the construction could take the time. Also, the weather in Central New York can cause a delay on the construction, which is never good. And then the lack of partnerships with the local athletic companies around here is a weakness.
Some opportunities that we thought we had with our business was we could provide previous members from Cazenovia Community Fitness incentives. We could provide employees from Cazenovia Community Fitness a job opportunity. We can attract local trainers to collaborate and share different techniques and methods of training. And we can expand into using the facility as an attraction for tourism. In Cazenovia, there's a few places where people decide to go. They have the Cazenovia Lake. They could visit our local library where we have kind of like a tour where you could see the mummy. We have the art park, which is another area where people will visit while they're here. Some threats new member rates will be high at first, and the cost of renovation can cost a higher tax rate for the community members of the County of Madison. You can go. You got it.
You got org chart.
All right, so our org chart, as you can see, we have me and Brandon at the top. We're co-CEOs. We also have the managers of the Cazenovia Community Fitness. We decided to include them because we felt it is nice to have someone, a familiar face in a setting where you once went to work out, and completely eliminating them from the process we didn't think would be humane. So we decided to include them, and then under them we have personal trainers, group instructors, aquatics coordinators, lifeguards, and facility maintenance. Cool.
Some of our implementations, we have a 90 by 50 feet wide college regulated basketball court with a 42-inch by 72 wide backboard with padding and a breakaway rim to breaker win. Then we also provide like a turf field that will accommodate for the size that we have for that area. We work with Turf Tech USA to get that turf field. We also have a juice bar where the people will be able to purchase rejuvenating drinks where members can have the option to add protein and other supplements for lifting out, where non-members are still able to come in and use our juice bar. Our last room would be a cardio room that has treadmills, ellipticals, adapted motion trainers, stair climbers, upright, and reclined bikes.
All right, so as you can see, we have our recovery room listed. As I mentioned before, the recovery room will be stocked with Theragun massagers, foam rollers, electric muscle stimulation machines, Normatec leg massagers, and more with an on-site trainer. The multi-purpose studio will have a mirror alongside the wall. Studio will have a balance beam, free weights up to 25 pounds, yoga mats, Bosu balls, and more. And the space will be used for Zumba courses, yoga, and Pilates. The sauna lap pool, we've decided to go with 3 lap pools for training and leisure due to limited space. The free weight section We will have 3 weight racks, 2 bench press Smith machines, 2 regular bench press machines, kettlebells, hex bars, deadlift bars, assisted pull-up, medicine balls, box jumps, etc. Yeah. So here's just a brief kind of listing of our cost. Yeah, I'll just go through it. We received quotes for our insurance, calculated our utilities using the managing sport facilities text, and we came to a total cost of $2.4 million for the whole process, so everything included. We decided that we would invest $150,000 of our own money. Small business loan of $350,000. Looking for investments up to $1 million from other lenders, and looking to get federal grants for the GYMS Act.
For AB Fitness, we use the Mind Body Business app, which is a software for our operation purposes. The software which tracks the bookings of members, the sales. You post classes on there. You can post when they are. You can post how much they are, and people can just go in through our app or through the website and just purchase everything. It's also an easy place to track new clients and to manage and track major business reports. As you can see with the picture, it shows some major business reports and see how we're doing with like our bookings and our sales. And also it's an easy way to manage staff and our payroll. Our first risk would be a budget cut may reduce staff. If it's too expensive to run the business, so might have to cut a few features of the facility, which would cause less members to come there. And a way we can manage that is seek federal funding aid from annual expenses.
Let's do the last two. Yeah. Lastly, the target market may not be accessible due to lack of public transportation. So a way to aid that is allowing members to use insurance or to partially cover membership costs. And then COVID-19, obviously, in the past 2 years, we've had the pandemic. Cases lead to potential shutdown or economic recession. In that case, we'll have available virtual classes provided to all members, lower rates to keep members happy while practicing social distancing efforts. These are our sources. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Amani. Okay, the next person will be discussing a Fortune 500, and that's Lorelei.
So I'm Lorelei Vanston. I did my Fortune 500 analysis on TJX companies. So TJX as a retailer, they're an off-price retailer, and they own store chains like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, HomeGoods. They operate 4 separate branded websites, and they have over 4,500 stores. They're ranked 97 out of 500 on the Fortune 500 list. And their mission statement is to deliver great value through brands, fashion, price, and quality, with the goal to create a sense of excitement and urgency for the customers and encourage frequent customer visits. TJX's SIC code is 5999. Their NAICS code is 453998, and those are both under miscellaneous stores because they're not a regular retail store, they're an off-price retail store, so they don't have a specific category that they go under.
The history of TJX is that in 1956, Zare was founded by cousins Stanley and Sumner Felberg. They opened a discount store in Massachusetts. Then from 1956 to 1977, they were purchasing an off-price upscale women's clothing chain. Then in 1977, Bernard Camarada was the general merchandiser manager of Marshalls, and he ended up creating a new off-price chain that is today known as TJ Maxx. Bernard was the manager of Marshalls. It also becomes a part of one of the chains in TJX's catalog. And then in 1983 and 1984, Zare continued to expand their markets by launching new companies like Chadwick's of Boston, which was a channel where they sold through the mail, and as well as BJ's Wholesale Club, where it was warehouse shopping. In 1987, Zare's multiple off-price chains are organized under the company TJX Companies Inc. as a subsidiary of Zare, and TJX is taken public through an IPO. And from that point on, TJX continued to expand as an off-price retailer into new markets and countries. So the management of TJX is the president-in-chief executive officer is Ernie Herman. Carol Manarwich is the executive chairman of the board. Douglas Mitzi is the senior executive vice president and group president. Ken Canistari is the senior executive vice president and group president as well. Scott Goldberg is the senior executive vice president and chief financial officer. And then Richard Shear is the senior executive vice president and group president. And then there's also the board of directors that have an input in the company. So the market analysis of TJX is that their operations, they're successful in creating in-store traffic and sales. They have a diverse product assortment, and their prices are from 20% to 60% below full-price retailers. They have domestic and international avenues. They have 33 distribution centers with 22 million square feet in total in 6 different countries. They have a network of distribution centers, warehouses, and shipping centers through third parties that are able to deliver to their stores in all different countries. These stores include 1,271 TJ Maxx stores, 1,131 Marshall stores, 821 Home Goods, 34 Home Sense, 48 Sierra, 525 TJX Canada stores, 742 TJX International stores, and that's as of 2021. TJX follows the market value, which is what they hold themselves to, and value stands for vendor social compliance, attention to governance, leveraging differences, united with our communities, and environmental initiatives. And they hold themselves to these standards to keep themselves in line with what they believe. Their direct competitors are Ross and Burlington. They continue to grow revenue each year at the same rate as TJX. TJX has higher numbers, but they are growing at the same rate. So TJX's competition analysis, here there's TJX, there's Ross, Dress for Less, and there's Burlington. TJX has the most stores in comparison to both Ross and Burlington. They do offer similar products besides Ross, who kind of has a slimmer amount of things that they offer. Their quality is around the same, Ross offering some like lower quality items. And then their e-commerce presence, the only one that has an e-commerce presence where you can buy things online is TJX. They have 4 selling websites, being Home Goods, Marshalls, TJX, and Sierra, while Ross and Burlington only have informational websites where you're not able to purchase anything. So TJX's competition, according to their 2020 annual report, is that their target market has a wide range of customers among all income levels due to the value of the products and wide range of items. Their competition is that retail and apparel home furnishings, because they're highly competitive, and that's some of the main things that they offer. Companies compete based upon brand fashion prices, quality, selection, and freshness. This happens at all levels, including local, regional, national, international, departments, specialties, off-price, discount, warehouse, and outlet stores. And in comparison to its competitors, TJX has higher revenue and earnings. So some metrics, TJX trades at a lower price earning ratio than its competitors, making it more affordable. In 2018, TJX paid an annual dividend of $1.9 $1.25 per share, and a dividend yield of 1.4%. TJX pays out 30.9% of its earnings in the form of a dividend, and TJX's availability remained excellent and pushed towards categories with the strongest demand, and they were able to deliver fresh assortment even through the pandemic and post-shutdown. So the growth of TJX is that they had growth in 2021 and they predicted growth for 2022. This is because of the apparel industry having many delays in their merchandise arrivals. So a lot of out-of-season stuff was coming into full-price stores because they were behind schedule because of manufacturing and shipping. So then off-price retailers were able to purchase those items at a discounted price and then sell it to their consumers, which makes their revenue and earnings go up. And then the weakness of TJX is their e-commerce. I did my primary and secondary research on their e-commerce, and when I did my qualitative and quantitative surveys, it came back that TJX wasn't engaging with their customers in the same way that they engage with them in their brick and mortars. It was more of just their offerings listed on a website. When I conducted my surveys, it came through that people think that them dropping special releases of only online available items would drive people to their websites and give them the same excitement that they get in stores. And as of right now, only 2% of TJX's sales come from their e-commerce. So if they expanded on their websites, they would be able to bring in more revenue from their websites. And then COVID-19 with TJX, it stunted their sales in 2020 due to closures. They had international store closures. There was a second closure in international stores, but their overall performance of the year gave TJX hope because they weren't in the red, they were in the green even after 2 closures. So the legality of TJX in the last 22 years, they totaled $229 million in their charges. They had 4 categories of offense that cost them the most money, that being environment offenses at $3.5 million, employment offenses at $15.4 million, consumer protection offenses at $209.7 million, and then safety offenses at over $970,000. So in 2008, there was a $200 million lawsuit. It was filed on the behalf of all consumers as a class action lawsuit because there was a breach of data that was stolen by computer hackers. They aimed an antenna at their facility and they were able to access credit card and bank information. It affected 500,000 consumers. And TJX was aware that they had insufficient security, but they did nothing prior about it, which tanked their lawsuit defense as they could have prevented it, but they weren't able to. And then in 2009, only a year after their first breach, they had a $9.7 million lawsuit where hackers applied a VPN onto their security network, and that was able to capture card data like account numbers, card names, and PIN numbers, as well as expiration dates on cards. This data came from 1,774 stores. The lawsuit agreement had to take on things like insurance costs and payments for damages. They acquired debt from acquired debt like data protection. They had to also give insurance. They had to pay for people who might have gotten their identity stolen even after this breach. So then the financial statement and plan of TJX is that they had $4.6 billion operation cash flow, $10.5 billion in cash, quarterly dividend increase of 13% above previous March 2020, and a 26-cent per share March 2021. There are 2,045 common shareholders as of January 2021. They had a 23% decrease in net sales due to COVID closures, and they had a gross margin drop by 0.5 from 2018 to 2020. So again, TJX is a worldwide leader in off-price retailing. They have over 4,500 stores in 9 countries, and they rank 97 in the Fortune 500. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Victoria Brisbicki, and this is Allie LaFleur, and today we're going to be introducing you to the Vineyard Country Store.
So the vision at Vineyard Country Store is to strive to be a competitive alternative option to box stores for customers in the St. Lawrence County area.
The mission statement for Vineyard Country Store is to provide the local community of Hannawell Falls and the surrounding area with naturally sourced food items and merchandise.
We offer locally grown and made products such as a full deli, hot food menu, prepared food and drinks, and a smoothie bar.
We will also have a section of handmade crafts and health and beauty items made by the local community as well as in-house. We will also have a limited catering service that we would hope to expand into a full catering service in coming years, as well as a bulk food section.
So the smoothie bar provides made-to-order smoothies and smoothie bowls, as well as a prepared menu options such as a cinnamon bun, a peanut butter and jelly, and a strawberry shortcake smoothie.
As you can also see, we have a full menu that offers hot and cold subs, as well as full meals including paninis, quesadillas, pizzas, soups, and salads. We will also have weekly or daily specials that will be posted within the store, as well as on our social media sites and our updated website.
So we will be located in Hannawell Falls, New York, on the corner of Parmenter Road and the back Hannawell Road, with access from both roads to make it convenient for customers, as well as a parking lot with 20 parking spaces.
Hannawell Falls is located near many hiking, biking, and many popular boating locations. This will give us an ample opportunity to be able to market to tourists in the area and become a stop for snacks, food, drinks, as well as any other necessities you would need in your travels and activities. There are also several colleges in the surrounding area that will provide us with a year-round customer base as well as employment opportunities for those students. So as you can see in the front of our property right here, the front right square would be where the building would be located, and there will be two entrances off the front where there's back Hannawell Road and of the side where Parmenter Road comes in. And in the back corner, we will have a future expansion of a garden center as well as a sugar house that we will get into later in this presentation.
So in order to maintain an organized and well-functioning store, we will have the owners and then the store key holders who are able to do the registers and open and close the store. And then below them will be the head cashiers and head stockers, which will oversee the cashiers and the stockers as well.
And we will also have a secondary key holder, which will be our deli key holder. They will be in charge of ordering and doing any kind of supply management we need for the deli counter and the kitchen itself. They will also oversee our head cook and kitchen staff, who will be in charge of preparation of food and made-to-order subs. And we will also have the deli clerk, who's in charge of preparing sandwiches, and they will oversee the preparation and packaging employees who will be packaging our pre-made meals and snacks.
So the target market of Vineyard Country Store is the tourist in the area. We want to be a pre and post activity place where people can come and get their snacks before and after going on their recreational activities. There are also 4 colleges in the area that would give us opportunities to have customers in the off season when people may be doing less recreational activities.
So as far as promotions, we will be using platforms such as Facebook and Instagram for advertisements such as sales, events, and specials. We will also have a constantly updated website that will be equipped with an online ordering platform. As you can see on the graph here, in the fall of 2021, we did secondary research where we interviewed a handful of small business owners in St. Lawrence County, and the participants were asked 2 questions. The first being, what is the general age of your target market? And the second being, what type of advertisement do you use? So in this graph, we cross-referenced those 2 questions, and as you can see here, we got a result on which age basis responds better to which type of advertisement. So as you can see, it is a wide array of advertisements. So we decided to go with that, and we will have advertisements on social media that are for more in-time, up-to-date advertisements that need to be done quickly, say if they're for a one-day sale or event, or we will have more tangible and physical advertisements such as brochures, newspaper ads, flyers, and business cards. So as you can see here, it is an example of our brochure. This will be posted around our store as well as any other local businesses who would like to support us. On this brochure, it talks about who we are and what we're about, the products and amenities we have to offer, as well as different ways to contact us through our social media handles, email, and website and phone number. We also have our business card. We decided to keep it very simple with this business card because it is mainly for the use of networking. You would hand it out, and having just a simple, clean arrangement will have people just remember our handles and phone number and email a lot easier.
So a survey was conducted in the fall of 2021 in St. Lawrence County to see what the industry trends were for preferences of shopping. And this chart shows that 66% of respondents said that they preferred shopping at small businesses as opposed to corporate franchises.
This response shows that having a store that supports local small businesses will thrive in this community, as we will support any local community member who wants to sell their items by offering them a spot in our store.
In the same survey, they were also asked what is the key factor in becoming a returning customer, and the most popular choice was customer service, which we can directly influence with our training and orientation of our staff.
By having a local small business, we'll be able to get to know regulars or any community members and provide them with a personal experience in our store. As well as having that local community feel, we will be able to provide any visitors with that nice home feel of a store that you go to any day.
So in the chart, you can see our startup costs. These include construction, land, permits and licenses, equipment, startup inventory, advertising, legal and accounting fees, landscaping, wages, and a reserve for any other costs that we endure. So the total is approximately $462,000.
So because we were building from the ground up, we decided to go with a prefabricated aluminum building, which will allow us to cut back on construction costs because this company that we were going through also includes construction in the price of the building itself. And with all these expenses, we hope to receive small business grants as well as women-owned business grants, and we will both be inputting a total of $250,000 in investments from ourselves.
So the monthly expenses will run at about $40,000 a month for the first couple of months until we're able to turn more of a profit and pay off some of our equipment and other expenses.
These expenses will include insurance, landscaping, wages, mortgage, loan repayment, utilities, taxes, supplies and inventory repayment, bookkeeping, marketing and advertising, general maintenance costs, and miscellaneous costs.
So for our future expansion, we would like to add a on-site non-site maple sugar house so we could make and produce maple syrup on-site as well as maple candies and sell these in the store as well.
We also hope to expand by having a garden center and greenhouse. This will provide the surrounding area with access to seedlings, full-grown plants, as well as any supplies you would need for the gardening activities. We would also have seasonal items such as pumpkins, wreaths, and Christmas trees. This will set us aside from other country stores in the area, as many of them do not offer a extra experience such as the Sugar House and the Garden Center, and it will give us more opportunity to make more revenue during the winter seasons, because up in the North Country of New York, it is very, very snowy and rainy during the winter seasons. So having availability to a garden center and a greenhouse where you can buy wreaths, Christmas trees, or any other kind of seasonal items will give us a little bit of a step ahead. And then going into more future expansions, we hope to have a full catering service within the first 3 years. starting out, we'll have a limited catering service where customers are able to order or call in online, or call in their catering order. We will just provide food as well as any of the equipment they will need. But we would hope to have a full catering service with staff who will be able to attend these events, do serving, as well as any other extras they will need. We'd like to thank everyone for your time today, and we appreciate your attendance. Okay, leave it.
Thank you all. I know, now are you feeling better now that it's all over? You were talking very quickly today, I have to say. I said, we finished substantially sooner than I thought. So anyone that's here that is not a student that would like to join us in lunch, please, I have lunch tickets here for you. Okay, Dave, yes. So I'd love to give them to you and enjoy our lunch together. Seniors, you're almost there. This was the biggest hurdle, wasn't it? It's very difficult because for almost 2 years, you didn't present at all, really, for 2 years. So I can't imagine the anxiety that you're feeling for today. So it's over. All right, so to conclude for this section, we will be concluding now, as I said, and take a little break. We'll go get lunch, have lunch together. And then at 1 o'clock, we'll resume with the panel, and I'd like to invite you all to that as well. So thank you so much for going through that trauma today. And thanks for all the visitors. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, I was thinking in front of the podium. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys are all pretty short.
Oh, yeah, I look like professional like this. But like,
Wait, are you not smiling?
I was like gonna do like a pose. Like.